Hey guys, it's Jackson here from Titanic Games, and today we're going to start looking at adding animations to our character so that he can start, kind of carrying around, these weapons or whatever in a stance that's more, like a stance you'd be in when you carry weapons, I guess. So, yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get started. What we're actually going to be doing is using a website called Adobe Mixamo. So I'm going to go to just simply you can type in Mixamo, Adobe Mixamo, okay, and I'll leave the link in the description. But basically, it's just a website that that kind of gives you all these free kind of characters and animations that you can use, for free in any commercial or educational game purposes, whatever. And you can also take your own characters and rig them with Mixamo and then use all their animations. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a character and just add animations to it, and then we're going to use those animations and retarget them to our UE4 skeleton guy. So it should be pretty cool. Show you how to do retargeting so you can learn that for the future, as well as add some pretty awesome animations for us to use. So enough talk, let's get started. I'm going to go to the store here, and you can see there's like a bunch of featured packs that they have. We're going to be using this Pro Sword and Shield pack. But before we do that, I'm going to go to My Assets here, and I'm going to use this male model dude that I quickly made. Okay, and basically once you've selected a character, right, and you can also do this in the store under Characters, you can pick one, okay, but I'll provide this one for you guys to use. But once you click on a character, you'll say Find Animations, okay, and then you can find the animations you want to use. In this case, I'm going to go to Featured and scroll down to find the Pro Sword and Shield pack. So I'm going to click that. It's going to show everything here, and you can hit Customize Pack, and then we can customize kind of all the animations in the pack. So for all of our movement ones, I'm going to set them to In Place because we don't want to drive them with root motion. So these will all be in place. This strafe will be in place. Okay, we've got a walk backwards, a turn, some other things. And you don't need to use all these animations. We won't be using them all, but they're helpful if you want to. So yeah, now you see we have some attacks here, some kind of cool slashes, kind of things. Got a block idle, block again, some impacts. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that you can use. So I'm going to keep going, and we're going to find any other kind of movement ones that we have, and it's not looking like there's any more, so that's perfectly fine. So we're just going to leave it like that, and we're going to say Add to My Assets. Okay, so we're going to add them, and then it's going to say, once they've been added, it'll say Added. And now I'm just going to hit View/Download. Okay, and I'm going to take this, right, and just double check to make sure that the ones that you change the variable, like kind of these values on, make sure that they're the same, because sometimes it'll get reset, and that can just be a little annoying. So once you've done that, you can hit Queue Download, and then it's going to ask for some download settings. Specifically, the ones you want to be most concerned with are the format here, because when you click the drop down, you'll see there's different options for you to use. Sometimes the FBX for Unreal Engine 4 option won't show up, so in that case just use the normal FBX, and then I have a tutorial on how to kind of do retargeting with that, so you can follow that. But in this case, we're just going to use the FBX for Unreal Engine 4, and that'll work out nice for us. So basically that will just add all the same bones as the UE4 skeleton, so that'll make retargeting really easy for us. So we'll hit Queue Download, and it's going to go ahead and start downloading, so I'll see you in a sec. So now it's ready. We can click Download, and it'll download the zip folder. And once it's downloaded, you can open it up, and we're just going to extract it right to itself, and that'll do its thing. Then once it's done doing that, what we'll notice is there's a lot of other little files in here that also need extracting, and that's because there's a lot of duplicates, right? They don't have different names, so we'll just need to go through each of those and extract them to themselves as well. And that'll just add them to the top. So go ahead and do that, right? Just like this, what I'm doing, just extract it to itself, and it should pop up there. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright, so once you have all that done, you should have all these folders up here now at the top. And I'm actually going to go through and take all these zip folders, okay, and we're just going to delete them so that it's not cluttering just all the space in this folder here, just to make it so it's less confusing. Okay, so I'm going to delete that, and now things are a little nicer. But now that we've done that, we can go back to Unreal. So go to Unreal, and in Unreal we're going to go and we're going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this Mixamo. And basically we're just going to use this folder purely for importing animations that we are going to retarget to our main character. Okay, so what we'll do first is we're going to right click, import to the game, and we're going to go find our where we extracted that folder to. So it's this in progress 2 for me. Yours will probably be something different, but just find it, and you want to make sure that you import the skeleton, like the character himself, first. So I'm going to say open. Okay, and it's going to go ahead and open him, and then it'll have these import options. Okay, and we want to import it as skeletal and do the mesh, but then since we're not actually going to use this character in the game, we can untick the materials and textures, because that'll just save us a bit of unnecessary stuff to import. So we'll say import, and it'll go ahead and import, and it might pop up complaining at you, but just ignore it. It doesn't matter. Everything is actually fine. So we'll save everything. If we open this guy up, you'll see here he is, right? Super awesome, super great. So we're actually going to put this on the the top bar here, because we'll need him. And next we're going to go to our mannequin, okay, character, mesh, and we're going to open up our skeleton guy here. So what we need to do is go to skeleton, okay, and we're going to open up the Retarget Manager. So we'll click that little button there, and this should pop up. Now under setup rig, we're going to click the drop down and do select humanoid rig. Okay, and this will now pop up, right? It'll have like nodes for us to set bones for. Okay, and basically what you need to do is set the associated bone with each node. So for the root node, we need to set our root bone. Okay, for the pelvis, we need to set our pelvis. Okay, these are good, but if it's this uppercase one, right, upper arm left, we need to change to the lowercase, and the hand left, change to hand L. Okay, so just go ahead and go through doing this, right, changing these down to the thigh, right. You'll need to scroll down a little bit to find thigh left, foot left, choose the foot L, thigh right, choose the thigh right, and foot right, choose the foot right. Okay, so very important that you get these all lined up exactly with the skeleton hierarchy that you have for your character, because that will directly influence how animations get retargeted. Okay, so if you use the wrong bones, the animations will be a little weird when they start get retargeted to this skeleton. Okay, so next we'll hit show advanced, just to kind of look at the advanced options, and this is just for all kind of the toes and feet, all right, as well as the IKs. Right, if you scroll down, you can see here's the IKs and all that stuff. Okay, so next what we want to do is we're going to go back to our skeleton here, our skeleton tree, and we're going to say show advanced options. Okay, and this will pop up, and it, if you recall, we have all these slots on our skeleton from the previous tutorials. But basically what we want to do is we want to take the translation retargeting here for the pelvis and change it to animation scaled. Okay, and now if we scroll down, we just want to double check to make sure all of our IKs are set to animation. That should be good, right? So leave your root bone to animation, but pelvis to animation scaled. So you can hit save now, and then the very last thing we'll do is go back to the Retarget Manager, and we're going to click View Pose down here, because this will allow us to view the retargeting pose. So if you click it, you won't notice any differences, all right? And that's because this is his current retargeting pose. But if you click on like the shoulders here, let's get the arm. Okay, we're going to rotate this up to about 45, about so, and then we're going to click the lower arm, and I'm going to rotate this back to -20. Okay, so it's more of a T pose position. Okay, if we look at this guy, right, he's in a T pose. So we just want to make sure that their bodies kind of line up similarly. Okay, so we'll set him here. We'll do the same on the other side. If I can click it. Move that up to 45. Move this back 20. Okay, and you can, change that up more if you want, but this should be fine. So next, make sure that you hit Save Pose, and then once you do, you'll see it'll snap back. So we'll hit Save Pose, and it snaps back. Right, but now if you hit View Pose, it'll show us the retargeting pose. Okay, so here's his normal base pose. Here's the retargeting pose. That's what we want. Okay, so we'll go back to our, our test male model skeleton, and we're going to do kind of a similar thing. So we'll go to Skeleton. We'll hit the Retarget Manager. Go to Select Rig. We'll say Humanoid Rig. Okay, and then again we need to change the nodes. So we'll say Root. Pelvis will be pelvis. Upper arm left will be upper arm left. Hand L is hand L. Upper arm right. Upper arm right. Hand R, hand R. Right, not too complicated, I hope. So just keep changing these. Thigh right. Foot right. Okay, and just hit Show Advanced just to double check everything is set here, which it looks like it is. Okay, now last thing again, go to the skeleton tree and say Show Advanced Options. And what we'll actually do here is we're going to right click on this root bone here, and we're going to say recursively set translation retargeting skeleton. Okay, so that'll set them all to skeleton for us. Okay, then we'll take this root bone, say animation, pelvis, we'll say animation scaled. Then we'll scroll down to our IKs if you have IKs. Okay, you might not have them. Okay, and we'll just say animation, 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 and animation. Alright, so then you can hit save, and we should be good to go. Alright, we should be able to now retarget all the animations for this guy onto this guy. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at doing that. We'll go into our Mixamo folder. Right click, and I'm going to create a new folder here just called Animations, just so it's not all in one folder and annoying to find. And we'll right click, say Import, and find your folder again. And now we'll just import everything here except for the character. Okay, don't import the character. And we'll come back to importing all these other single animations in the folder, but I'm just showing you how to get this in right now. So we'll hit Open. Okay. Now all you need to do is select the skeleton. So we'll do our test male model here. One thing I want to point out really quick is just that since they do have the exact same skeleton hierarchy, and since we've set up the retargeting poses, we could actually choose the UE4 mannequin, but just as a kind of better practice, I would say choose the test, the actual guy that you made the animations for, just because there could be unforeseen kind of errors that occur. So we'll choose the male model guy. Okay, and we'll say import all, and it's going to import them. Alright, fantastic. So here they all are. We'll just save them all really quick. Okay. Alright, now next what we're going to do is start just kind of renaming these so that when we import the others, there's no kind of conflicting namings. Plus it'll just make it easier for us to understand. So, these draw sword, sheath sword, they're probably fine. Let's open up this turn. I don't know, I'll just call it turn. Probably, I'll say walk, because he's kind of walking. We'll say attack. This is kind of like a ground smash thing, so say underscore ground slam maybe. We'll look at this block, right? He's going from kind of an idle to block, so that's what we'll say for that. Okay, we'll say idle to block. Okay, we'll look at this one now. This is just block idle, so we can leave that. Sword and shield casting. Okay, we can leave that. I know we have another one, another casting, so I'll just say underscore 1. Okay, we'll look at this crouch, and he's kind of going from stand to crouch, so we'll specify that. We'll say stand to crouch. So next we'll look at this one. This is crouching. He's kind of go from crouch to stand, right? He's starting from a crouch and he's standing. And we might not use all these, but I just want to like get you guys used to this. So crouch to stand. Okay, we have a death sequence, I guess. Okay, there he is. Apparently he's dying. Fantastic. I know we have another one, so I'll just label it _1. Okay, we have a sword and shield idle. He's kind of looking around, so I'll say sword and shield idle, look around. Okay, we'll open this, idle to block. I guess we already set that one. Sword and shield impact. Okay, he's kind of getting hit. I'm pretty sure there's another one, so we'll say _1. Here's a jump. Right, and if we look at his feet, it looks like he's kind of coming from a run. I don't think it looks like he's stationary, so we'll change this to jump, I guess run. Okay, sword and shield kick, that's fine. Sword and shield power up, that's fine. Sword and shield run. Okay, he's running forwards, so let's specify that. Run, run _forward. Okay, we'll look at this slash. So this is kind of like I don't know, slash _1, or I guess that's not very descriptive. So we'll just say front hand. I don't know, because I know there's a backhand one, so I'll just call it front hand. We have the stand to crouch that we already did. We have a strafe, so we'll say, so he's kind of walking to the right. So we'll change him to strafe, walk, right. Okay. Then we have this turn. He's kind of turning right. So turn right. And then we have this walk. He's walking forward. So we'll rename that to walk forward. Alright. So we've got kind of the base animations in. Now let's go ahead and try to open, do all these other animations. So we're gonna go find our, go find your folder, okay? And I'm gonna take all these right now and just put them into a folder that I'll just call, done. Okay, so I'll add a new folder here, just called, or just imported. Okay, just for a sec. Okay, we'll take them all, go drag them up here. Almost there. Okay, and we'll just move them all there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take basically all of the ones in these folders and import them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick, and then I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so I took them all out. All right, had to rename a couple just so that when we import them, it's not going to be weird or messed up. And I'll try to provide these for you in a nice, neat folder. So anyways, so next what we need to do is go back to our animations folder, right click, and we're going to import all those animations. You could have just, of course, taken all of them and dragged them in, but this is how I'm doing it. So we'll hit open, and again choose that skeleton, the test mail model, and just say import all. Okay, wait for that to do its thing. Okay, let's see, we must already have one, so I'm just going to say no for that, so it won't import it. Okay, and I guess we'll just have to re-import that one in a sec. So we'll import, go find that impact 1. Okay, I'll just rename it to like impact impact _3, and that'll be fine. So we'll do that one really quick, and there we go. So we got them all in. Great. Now let's just go and rename them once again. So this is a turn kind of backwards sort of thing, from running, I guess. Looks like he's running, so we'll name it run. So we got a walk, attack, kind of a crazy sliding movement attack. I don't know, I'll just call it moving. As you can tell, I'm really good at naming things. So there's another kind of cool attack. I don't even know what to call that. Two-handed spin, maybe. Alright, let's look at this one. This is kind of just a bang, like he's hitting a shield. I'll just call it like shield hit, maybe. We have our ground slam, so that's great. Let's look at our shield block. Alright, so here he's stepping back from block. Okay, so we'll say block to, I think it's idle. Block to idle. because we have our, so we have a block idle, we have a block to idle. Okay, and I believe we also have an idle to block somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere in here, idle to block. If we press play, yeah, okay, so that's great. So we have that full sequence. If we look at our sword and shield casting, right, we have 1, 2, let's see, we have a crouch block. So this is a crouch to block. So I'm sorry that this tutorial is really painfully slow. Kind of just, you know, something you got to go through. Got to go through the grind. So we'll say block, impact here. This is just block idle. That's fine. Crouch idle, great. Crouch to block. Oh, that's right. We already did that one. Crouch to stand. Perfect. Crouching. It looks like this is a. So he's like block to crouch, sort of. So we'll say block to crouch, maybe. That might be all right. Look at this one. This is like an, you know, an impact, a hit. Hit. I don't know. Impact. Whatever. Here's one of our deaths. We have a sword and shield idle. We can call this, I don't know, let's call this playing. He's having fun. So we'll say playing. Okay. This one is going to be, it looks like it's almost the exact same thing. I don't know, we'll call it stretching, I guess. Okay. Here he is, just a normal idle. So finally, finally a normal idle, which is great. So we'll say normal. Okay. Let's go look at our sword and shield impacts. Great. We'll just leave them with their names as is. Here's a jump idle, jump running, kick. Okay, it looks like we're almost done. We have a run backwards, run forwards, sword and shield /2. It's kind of like a combination move, so we'll just call it combo. Okay. We'll open this. This is the backhand one I was talking about. So we'll call this backhand. Look at this one. It's kind of a, I don't know, a spin slash. That's what we'll call that. Let's look at this last one. This is like a crouch slash. So we'll call this slash, I don't know, crouching, maybe? Don't do a plus sign. Just, yeah, crouching. Okay, we are on the last row. Home stretch, guys. We're almost done. Okay, so he's kind of walking, strafing to the left. So we'll rename that to strafe, walk, left. Let's look at this one. He's running left. So we'll say strafe, run, left. This one, he's running right. So we'll say strafe, run, right. And now we should have a walk right already. Yep, looks like we do. We have a turn left. We have a turn right. We've got a walk forward and a walk backward. All right, we have finally done it. We are done with importing and renaming all the animations. Just make sure you save everything, and I'm going to fix up any redirectors we might have. Okay, so we've done that. All right, now the last thing that we need to do, at least in this video, is we are going to take all those animations and we're going to retarget them to our skeleton here. So in preparation for that, I'm going to go into the mannequin folder, go to animations. I'm going to right click, say new folder, and we're going to call this sword and shield. Okay, so this will be all of our sword and shield animations, because maybe you'll have other types of weapon combinations that you can have. So you'll want to make sure that you kind of differentiate which folders they are. So then I'll create another one here just called normal. Okay, and this will just be for all these normal ones. So I'll take all these and I'll move them into the normal. Okay. So once again, fix up redirectors, whatever. Okay, so lastly, let's go to the Mixamo folder, open the animations. We're going to take them all. Okay, shift click, right click, go to retarget animassets and duplicate and retarget. So now, since we set up the retargeting poses, we should be able to see our UE4 mannequin here. So if we click it, you'll see here he is, he shows up. Obviously his T-pose isn't perfect, but it is similar, so we should be able to retarget everything without any problems. Okay, so you can opt to rename the assets if you want. I'm just going to leave them as is, but I am going to change the folder that they go to. Okay, we're going to go to that mannequin, animations, and sword and shield folder we just created. I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to hit retarget. And if it's successful, it should say in the bottom that it was successful. So we'll say retarget, and there we go. Assets duplicated to this location and retargeted. So fingers crossed everything went well. If we go look at the mannequin folder, animations, and sword and shield, we should be able to see that everything is here now and it works for our character. So if we open it up, you should see all of his bones are good, right? Nothing really weird is going on. If we look at one of the more advanced ones, right, he still seems like he's handling it well, right? So it looks like our animations retargeted very well. So that's great. Alright, so thanks for watching this one, guys. I know it was a long one and not a lot of fun, but the fun is about to come, and in the next couple of videos we'll look at kind of adding in some kind of combo moves and kind of layering in attacks with other animations. So that's something to look forward to. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, like or subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.